welcome back to another episode, baby. They're paying Caitling Clark pennies on the dollars compared to NBA players. NBA players are going crazy in the playoffs right now, and Trae Young and who is that? Klay Thompson, they're free agents, man. Where are they finna end up? Some people saying San Antonio. But all that and more right here on Son of a Gun.
Grandma, yeah, she raised the dawn. Yeah, and shout out to my mom, I'm a son of a gun.
Hey, welcome to the show, man. We got a lot of stuff coming today, but I'm joined, as always, by my guy, Big Mike.
Yo, let's get it.
Hey, what shirt you got on right there, man?
Hey,
what is that?
Hey, you know what this is? This is representing, right? Because we already know who's going to be in the finalists for the Rookie of the Year and Defensive Player of the Year. San Antonio,
I'm assuming you're talking about Wemby.
Absolutely. Okay. Rookie of the Year. Okay. Absolutely.
I don't know. Chet Holmgren's had a good season.
Yes, he has. Somebody has to come in second.
Yeah. I think we're on the same page with that. But NBA playoffs, they're here. They've started. The playing games are done with. Golden State. We'll see ya. Deuces. I really think that the big three there is getting disbanded. Who else is out of there? The Kings. We'll see ya. Get them out of there. But in the playoffs right now, we got Denver Nuggets taking on the LA Lakers, man.
No surprise there. We knew this was going to come up. We are not surprised by the outcome of Game 1. We shouldn't be surprised by the outcome of this series at all. If we are surprised, then kudos to somebody.
What do you think is going to happen in the series?
Oh, Denver. 5 games, 6 at the most.
Okay, so listen to this, buddy. LeBron James still had 27 points, 8 assists, 6 rebounds, and then AD had 32. What did I say before? I said all we need is D'Angelo Russell to score more than 12 points. He has to score 20 points. Him or Austin Reeves. That's all we need. They only lost by 11 points?
Right.
And they were fouling at the end, so some of those were garbage points. So in reality, if one more person on the team has 6 or 7 more points, the Lakers take that game. So I'm going to go ahead and say it right now. It's LeBron James, man. Greatest player to ever play basketball. What is he doing? Playing basketball at a high level. For how many seasons? This is his 21st. I think he knows what he's doing. LA in 5. On the other side of the board, we got Boston. The Boston Celtics.
Is HR in the building? Because I believe somebody in here needs to take a P test. Because they definitely have something.
LA in 5. I don't care. I do not care. The Boston Celtics.
Oh, I know what the problem was. You almost pulled it by me. Yesterday was 420.
It was. Can I move on to Boston now, or are we going to?
No.
Okay. Boston Celtics, they
Hey, don't you like Krispy Kreme donuts?
I do. Love them.
And it was 420. And now LeBron the greatest and Lakers in 5. Okay, let's do Boston. Let's go to Boston.
Please. Boston Celtics absolutely wiped the floor with the Miami Heat. They beat them by 20 points. Jason Tatum, Derek White just had a field day with him. With Jimmy Butler spraining his MCL. Yeah. I don't see him coming back for the rest of the season. Tyler Hero's just not going to cut it in the playoffs. I really think that might be a sweep over there in Boston.
I don't disagree. 5 games at the most, but I'm in agreement with you. It's just really hard for me to say that.
That you're in agreement with me? That's just a hater. I think if the only way Miami will get one game if Bam Adebayo goes off for 50. That's the only way they get one, but I don't see him doing that, so they're getting clean sweeped. The Clippers beat the Cavs. Right. Wait, no. The Mavs.
Yep.
The Clippers beat the Mavs by 12 points without a healthy Kawhi Leonard.
Right. Was it just 12 points?
Yeah.
Because I didn't think it was that close. I know Dallas was going to come back a little bit, but it was never that close.
It was not.
12 points is just paperwork. And they did all of that without Kawhi. And that's wow. Okay.
I mean, and so when people asked me before, they were like, how is James Harden going to fit with the Clippers, this and that?
Right.
The first thing I said was, they're superstars, right? So it'd be 3 superstars on the team, right? If one of them goes down, the other 2 can carry the slack. That's exactly what they did. James Harden, at one point, was the greatest scorer in the NBA at one point.
Right.
He couldn't be stopped.
Correct.
That's still in there. So in his playoff time, which he has been known to kind of –
Correct.
Apologies for this interruption, but we have some breaking news. Apologies for this interruption, but we have some breaking news.
He's got, some other guys on the team who know what they're doing. So I got Clippers in 7.
Yeah. Once again, I'm struggling, but I'm gonna have to agree with you. I think the Clippers. I think they're just the better team right now, and they will find a way because, like you say, they got the professionals. Not only do they have the professionals, I believe someone has said to James, "We can get you the ring."
Because that's all he needs. That's all he cares about at this point in his career. He got scoring titles. He's done everything.
Right. So all he needs now is the ring.
Fashion Week out in Paris. Yeah, he's been doing the whole thing. Him and Lil Baby. Yeah, we saw y'all. So yeah, I think the Clippers, and they were hot too at the end of the season. They were very hot. So I think that's an easy one right there. Yeah. The Timberwolves absolutely dominated the Suns. This happens every year with Phoenix. Ever since Devin Booker's got there in the postseason, they just don't show up. Anthony Edwards had 30 points. He was talking crazy to KD.
Right.
My thing is, though, man, he's young. He's 22 years old. I don't think he knows what he did.
He no better.
You can't talk smack in game 1. You just can't do it. Not blatantly. Right to his face, to the greatest scorer in basketball history's face. You just can't do that. So I'm taking Suns in 6.
Was that game in Minnesota?
It
was in Minnesota. Yeah, they're higher seed. So that game was in Minnesota. They may not win another one.
What was he thinking? Devin Booker's going to go off for 35. KD's going off for 50.
So
okay.
Yeah.
I got the Suns.
Yeah.
Yeah, in 6. The Cavs beat the Magic. Donovan Mitchell. Wow. Incredible player. I mean, he's been a superstar since he signed that big max deal a few years back. Really someone who can take over in the postseason. We've been seeing it. But at the same time, I don't think the Orlando Magic have it. They're a young team. They got, Paolo Banchero?
Mm-hmm.
What's his name?
Yes.
Because they call him barbecue chicken out there in Cleveland because the way Mitchell was just cooking them.
Yeah. He's
toast. So I got the Cavs in 5.
This is really one of 2 series that I see going full 7. I think they're going to find a way to bounce back to make those adjustments, and this is one of 2 series that I see going in 7. So we'll see what happens. It could go either way. I'm going to flip a coin for Game 7, but I think it goes 7.
Okay, there you go. And then the last playoff game, the Knicks versus 76ers. Knicks came out of nowhere.
Yeah.
Beginning of the season, I was like, I'll be surprised if they win 30. and then they got into the
2 seed.
The 2 spot. Josh Hart had a big game. Who else did? Jalen Brunson. I mean, what was he, like 6 for 26? So their best player didn't even do well.
Right.
And they still beat the 76ers. But the big news out of there is that Joel Embiid might have retweaked that knee. He was already playing at 70%, retweaked the knee. Something you'll never hear me say. The Knicks in 4. I mean, with no Joel Embiid, bro, I might as well be out there trying to guard Jalen Brunson. It's not going to work. Sorry.
And this was my other series that I had going 7 until that happened.
Okay, I was about to say.
Until that happened.
I was about to say, what, you thought Maxey was going to carry this
well,
team?
no, that was until that happened.
Okay.
So, it's going to be hard to see where it goes. And this knee, this happening again, just coming up at the wrong time, it's also what's keeping him from being MVP this year. because he just didn't put in enough games. So I hate to see it. I hate it for him. Like I said, with him, this was my other series that was going to go 7 games.
Well,
so yeah.
So now what do you think it's going to go?
Knicks moving on to the next round.
It's just something you'll never hear me say again probably for a long time, but we'll give it up to the Knicks. And I want to reiterate, just because, it's been a minute since I said it, LA in 5. LeGoat in 5.
HR.
Hey, y'all sit with that for a minute. We finna be right back, man. Hey, I'll say it. I might go to a WNBA game. I don't know if you remember in the tournament, that first time someone actually locked down Caitling Clark.
Now you got a crush on her.
Nika Mule from UConn. Then they just posted their little NBA draft outfits. Whoa. Hey, I'll say it. I might go to a WNBA game. They might have got me.
She might be one of the defensive players of the year. And that statement was probably offensive. The one that's going to send you to HR about going to a WNBA game.
Take me in, officer. Hey, she looked phenomenal. She went 14th overall to Seattle Storm. So whenever she's in town playing the Atlanta Dream, you might see me courtside.
We interrupt this broadcast to bring you some breaking news.
Good evening. I am HR. Here to make sure these guys follow the code of ethics, which I think they're failing, but I'm watching. Okay? Thank you.
Klay Thompson. What a tragic story. A couple leg injuries, this and that. Always being second place to his little bro, Steph Curry, who's the greatest shooter ever. And he got blanked in the playing game. Did not score a single point.
I think that happens to most of the shooters. They just hit a cold spell. His career says it was just one of those nights. It's not likely to happen again.
0 for 16?
Yeah, he couldn't throw it in the Atlantic Ocean.
Okay, so how about this stat? In 126 playoff games prior to that game, he scored a bucket.
Correct.
So what do you mean it happens? It doesn't happen to Klay Thompson. Well, it didn't happen to Klay Thompson old. Is he washed?
Well, a lot of people are probably saying he's done with Golden State, that his time over there in Bridge City is done. He's gone. He's out of there. And
Bridge City.
Yeah, I just
there you go.
Yeah,
Okay.
Golden Gate Bridge.
I know what it was.
Okay,
I know where they are. Yeah.
So the Bay Bomber, or the Splash Brother of the Splash Brothers, they say he might be gone. Maybe he is at 34 years old, perhaps. But then when we look at LeBron, we say that Klay has more time. He's still got time. I think he still has value, if not with Golden State. There are a couple other teams in the league. Well, he will be productive, and he will be an asset to that team. And, dare I say, make them a playoff contender immediately.
That's a wild statement, but let me say this. I'll never tell you what to do. I would never in my life try to tell you what to do. But right now I'm going to tell you what to do. Don't ever compare Klay Thompson and LeBron James. Don't ever put them in the same sentence together. That was insane. So don't ever do that again.
So the point of that was just talking about age, that he can still play. Klay Thompson doesn't have to drive to the basket. He can stand out there on the perimeter and throw it down with the best of them.
No, he can't. He went 0 for 16 in his last game. He's washed.
Yes,
Worst field goal percentage in his career.
Correct.
He's washed.
And so now that's done and over with. He's got it done. It's just like when you go bowling and you practice, and during the warm-up session you throw a couple of gutter balls, you get it done and you get it out of the way, and now you move on. That's what professionals do. In this case, he's just going to move on. And I'm telling you, there's a spot for him away from Golden State.
Sure, as this eighth man on a bench somewhere. I couldn't tell you where, but, hey, it's not in Golden State. Steph Curry's over it, and really I think this is really going to expose Draymond Green. A long time he's been, I'm the best defensive player, I'm all this stuff. He's played with the best two shooters in the league. Now that Klay Thompson's out of there, maybe going to San Antonio, Draymond Green will be exposed.
Okay. I think he's a tech away from being banned anyway. So.
He should be. They should have kicked him out the league when he punched Nurkic. That was crazy.
Yep.
Another name that's hitting the free agent blocks this year, Trae Young.
Wow.
Ice Trae, baby. Ice Trae.
It's interesting. At 25 years old, 6 years in the league, he's still quality player.
Quality?
Quality player. I gotta say, quality player. He's averaging 26 points a game, but 35% from the 3-point range. I have to say quality because the question is still right there. Why, if he's so good, and he's been an All-Star 3 times, where's his All-Star teammates? I heard that he led the league in assists one year.
He did.
Where are his All-Star teammates?
2 years he did.
I think his time is done in Atlanta. I think he's done. I think he's out.
So me personally, when he got drafted and then they did the trade with the Mavs and then the Mavs got Luka Doncic and people said, oh well, the Mavs won that trade. They
Looks
did.
like it.
Yeah, no, they did. Let's not get crazy. They did. But I think that Trae Young has just never gotten the credit that he deserved, even when he was in Oklahoma. Too small, this and that, no hair on the top of his head, the whole thing. But I think that he is a lot better than people think he is just because his team sucks. You know what I'm saying? So he's going out there getting 30 points. He led the league in points one year. What was that, 21-22? He led the league in points. He's a lot better than what people think. I mean, when we got with the research team, you didn't even know that he led the league in assists 2 years. You didn't even know that, right?
No.
And where do you live? Georgia?
I live,
Okay.
yeah.
So he has never gotten the credit he deserves. DeJounte Murray, he was an all-star. And then when he got to Atlanta, it's been weird. Things have happened, I don't think the dynamic worked with him and Trae like they thought it would. Also, they got rid of Herter, who was the outside threat. And then so I think it's really the front office that has just been screwing over Trae Young for multiple seasons, and I do agree with you. I think he's out of here.
And so why not go somewhere where his value will be appreciated, where everybody in the NBA will be able to see it? It is my hypothesis and my thoughts that Trae Young, and Splash Brother Klay ends up in Spur territory down there with Wemby. Those two guys, in addition to Wemby, in his second and third year in the league, playoff contenders.
My only thing about that is that Trae Young, he likes to have the ball in his hand. Ball dominant guard. Wemby likes to have the ball in his hand. Ball dominant center, shooting guard, point guard, everything, because he does everything. Alien.
Correct.
Right?
Correct.
So that's going to be weird. How are they going to distribute the basketball there,
So the good thing about the NBA is there's going to be enough ball to go around for those three guys. They just need a couple of really good role players, like returning back to the day when Michael Jordan and the Bulls were dominating, when you had Dennis Rodman and Sally and Bill Cartwright, and they just need some role players. And I think they have those in San Antonio, where Klay Thompson, shooting from the perimeter, giving Trae Young plenty of opportunity to handle the ball, to be assist leader, right? He could do that again, especially with Wemby out there, and Wemby's going to get his. Wemby's going to put on a few pounds. This is the team. This is the team that they're going to, if they think Wemby's going to be a problem, these two guys on that team make San Antonio a favorite out west.
With Popovich?
A favorite out west.
With Pop?
Especially with Pops. And then I guess we can stop talking about your little dream maker over there in the Lakers.
Hey, LeGoat does what he needs to do. Just wait till Bronny gets there. Then things will really shake up. But I don't think Klay Thompson should go. I don't think he would work well there. You know what I'm saying? I just do not think that he is the guy that you think he is. Hey, he had his prime. Before he got hurt, when he was playing with the greatest shooter ever, he felt that freedom that, okay, I don't have to be the best player. I can just throw these shots up, boom, and he's making them, right? He hurts himself. He comes back, kind of pushes a little hard, and then what does he do? He puts pressure on himself because people are telling him he's washed and he's light-skinned, and they can't handle that pressure. They can't handle people looking at him. So that's what happened to him, and now it's fully affected him. He's cooked. Going 0 for 16. He had a chance in the play-in game. He had a chance, right? That's the last game, right before you hit free agency, to show teams that you still got it.
Correct.
Right?
Correct.
My last memory of Klay Thompson, what is it?
Right.
0 for 6 from 3 and 0 from 10 inside the three-pointer.
Yep.
Useless basketball player.
Yep. I just think he had an off night. I just think it was just a one-off, and it is not indicative of his performance over his career.
If LeBron James went 0 for 16 in a play-in game, what would you say about him?
I expected it. What are you talking about? He's old. He's been in the league forever.
That was actually very funny. That actually made me laugh. That was a genuine laugh. That's crazy. I expected it. Stop it.
You have to expect it.
No, you don't. He's been the greatest player for so long. Listen, we don't have to get into the GOAT. Okay. I think Trae Young, I do like Trae Young out in San Antonio. Mm-hmm. I think that he would be good. I feel like he would kind of do the same thing that Jalen Brunson did with the Knicks. How he went over there and kind of balled out. I feel like it would be that same little,
Right. And Pop is going to work with Trae Young, so there'll be enough basketballs for Klay and Wemby. And for Trae.
Get Klay out of the plans. Get Klay Thompson out of those San Antonio plans, bro. Wemby and Trae Young, the new duo, the big two, because Wemby counts as two, so it's
I'll
the big
stop
three.
talking about Klay Thompson if the Lakers beat the Nuggets.
Oh. LA in 5. We'll be right back, man. Jeez. UFC 300, Dana White, he guaranteed, hey, this will be the best card we've ever put out there. And my God, Max Holloway, fight of the night, got an extra $300K. How many times are these other UFC fighters gonna fall for this? Whenever you see this man do like this in the middle of the ring, run, take off the other way. He was winning the whole fight. Dana White, they boosted the fight of the night up from 50 G's to 300K.
But the thing of it is, it could have gone the other way.
He's a warrior. It's one of those things where I feel like for him, it ain't solidified unless you're sleeping on the canvas. When you get knocked out, there's no questions about the fight. If you wake up and you're in an octagon, you've lost the fight. Sorry, buddy. You didn't win this one. This might have been one of the best finishes I've seen in a very long time. Max Holloway, 5th round knockout with 1 second left. Absolutely electric. Switching gears here for a second. WNBA draft was last week.
Yep.
And you already know how I feel about that.
Any surprises?
Any surprises? Like in the draft order?
Right. Or anything like that?
No.
Okay.
Caitling Clark went 1.
Yeah.
I guess maybe Angel Reese falling a little bit, maybe, but I don't know. I thought she was more popular than she was in a draft stock. You know what I'm saying? I feel like she was more famous, more popular than what her draft stock was. So maybe the only reason I'm surprised is because she's famous.
Okay.
And so I knew about her more than some of the people who got drafted in front of her.
Okay.
But Caitling Clark going number 1, right? Let's talk money.
Okay.
Everybody knows that language, man. Her rookie contract, 4 years, as the number 1 pick. 4 years, $338,000. They're separating it up. I think first year she's getting $76K. And then it gets all the way up to 90 something K in the last year. Now people are outraged. People are not enjoying that. They think Caitling Clark, what she's going to bring to the table, what she's going to do for the WNBA, how are they're not even going to pay her over $100,000 for 1 season. That's crazy. Me personally, let's look at the WNBA revenue.
Correct.
The reason the NBA can pay these dudes $200, $300 million is because they're bringing in billions of dollars every year.
That's correct.
The WNBA, they're losing $1 million a season.
Correct.
Losing
Correct.
$1 million. So that's why they can't get paid like that. But luckily for Caitling Clark, she's got endorsements like crazy. I think she signed one with Nike.
28 mil, baby.
28 mil?
28 mil.
WNBA don't even need to pay her then, bro. That's plenty right there.
Which is why she hasn't complained about her contract.
That makes sense because she's living lavish. She's got Nike, Bose, Gatorade, Buick, Shoot Away, Golden Sachs. Like, she's chilling big time. But people have always been mad about these contracts, and I can't understand why.
I don't either, and I agree with you. The revenue is not there. Now, with that said, the group that was just drafted coming into the WNBA is pretty popular. To go along with the popular players that are already there, I think we're going to see a little boost in revenue this year. And so we may see some contract renegotiation. But again, if I got $28 million in endorsements, the contract, I like playing basketball. That's what she's doing. She wants to play basketball. So I think we'll see it. I mean, even you have said on this show that – is HR still here? He has even said on this show that he might go to a WNBA game this year.
Yeah.
I know he said it. I know he meant it because we bought 2 tickets already.
I'm about to say, and so, look, we bought 2 tickets. What is our $16 going to do for the league? I mean, you gave them a 20. They gave us 4 back. Like, what is my $16? Whose salary is that going to pay, man? So, yeah, no, it's going to take a lot more than 2 patrons going to the game. Have you ever been to a WNBA game in your life, now that I think about it?
Oh, no. I have not.
Oh, that's honestly surprising. I don't know why, but.
You know, I was sitting here thinking about it. Surely I've been. I've had to have gone. And no, I've been to women's soccer and professional soccer and college, but no, I have not been to a WNBA game, and I am shocked and devastated by that. I won't let this year pass without making that happen.
You promise? Nah, we definitely gotta go, but I mean.
Well, yeah. You know, I can't explain why it had. Let me be honest. The reason I haven't been to a game is because I live in Atlanta, and I did not like the previous ownership of the Atlanta Dream. There it is.
Who was the previous owner of the Atlanta Dream?
That politician Loeffler, Kelly Loeffler.
Oh, I didn't even know that.
Yep. So okay. I just wasn't going to do it.
I respect that. Okay. Hey.
Now that some of the players have bought the team and we got new ownership, we got new management, I'll be right there.
That's good. I can respect that. A wise man once told me, you either stand for something or you'll fall for anything.
Speaking of falling, you mentioned Angel Reese falling, and did you see her contract?
I did not see her contract, actually.
So
I was still looking at her dress from the draft day.
How about that? So her contract is $73 a year over 4 years. HR. So she's making $73,000 over a year for a 4-year contract. And I didn't see a whole lot of endorsement deals for her other than the $1.7 million I knew she picked up this past year. So I hadn't heard yet of anything else new that's coming out. But yeah, again, talking about the popularity of her versus Caitling Clark, or even the two, because I think we saw pictures of them together on draft day. And so, you know, now things are changing from where it was in college to now we're trying to get the big ring, right? And so, but again, I think her contract will be renegotiated after some revenue is generated over the next year or two.
So I have one question now that I just thought about. NIL money.
Right.
Does that transfer over when you go pro? Right? Because it's your name, image, and likeness. So shouldn't it just – so that money will roll over, right?
Should just keep going, huh?
And she was making millions, so
Right.
I just didn't even think about that.
So, and that's why I say, you know, it's us on the outside, or those that are on the outside that are outraged over these contracts. When the players,
because they actually see their bank account, so they know what's hitting. They keep seeing that green number pop up, and so they're chilling.
There hasn't been one player that has stood up front of the mic and said, "I'm not getting paid enough." Now they may say it in private.
Yeah.
Right. And you have to think about that's going to happen because you got people like Jackie Young from the Aces, right? She's making what, $252,000 a year, right? She's tops in the league, $252,000 a year. There you go. Dude, you ever heard of Jackie Young? You know Jackie Young, right? So I think once they put in a little time talking about Caitling and Angel, that's where it's going to be, and then Angel has another little arch enemy, or does she?
In Cardozo?
Yeah.
So this is my thing. I think when you're in college, right, you get the rivalry, right? You get down there in the paint, you banging a little bit, they banging each other. Hey, I need this, screaming, all that stuff. I think it's a little showy, right? So it's like, hey, because they got people like me and you coming on these little shows saying, hey, you got to fight her.
You got to fight
right?
her.
So I think that goes into it back and forth.
Right.
But I don't think they hated each other, in real life. So now that they are both on the Chicago Sky, I'm pretty sure they probably already linked up because they obviously knew each other. So I think they already got together and squashed any of the fake beef that they had because now that they have gone out of college, they are now professionals.
Correct.
And I think that this is easily the first step in being a professional. Sometimes you're going to have people on the team that you do not like, but you still have to perform together, work together, try to get that championship ring. So I think it might have been a little bit of fake college hate. I really don't think they actually hated each other. They were just using it as a tactic to try to get one up on the other player in the games. And so I'm pretty sure they cooled the beef down.
And so much so that I'm looking forward to watching them play together on June 1st against the Indiana Fever and Caitling Clark.
Does
How about that?
how many? Okay, so let's just say it right here.
Okay.
How many points does Angel Reese have, Cardozo have, and Caitling Clark have the first game?
Double figures.
No, I
Against
need
each
a
other?
number.
Against each other?
Yes, give me a number figure.
Caitling Clark, probably 18. Angel Reese, 11. Cardozo, 15. WNBA.
Yeah, so I'm going to say this. Everything I've seen from Caitling Clark is grandiose. I think game one, she's going out for 40. Just to let everybody know she's not playing any games. This is no different than college. I'm the same player, if not a little bit better, because I got $76K in my pocket for this season. And she's going off for 40 to 45 points. And 30 of them are going to be nasty from half court. So there's my money on Caitling Clark, man. Book it.
We'll see. How do you feel about pulling up at 9:20 to a restaurant that closed at 9:30? When they tell you they close and don't have chicken?
If I pull up at 10 o'clock, you should still serve me. Stop making it so good in the first place, then we wouldn't be having this problem. But I'm rushing and I'm expecting that chicken. Then you're going to tell me at Popeyes, hey, let me get a 3-piece. Yeah, all we got is fries. Why? It's because you little thickums in the back be eating the chicken. That's what it is. Yo, I can see the chicken grease all up on the window. Put the chicken down, give it to the customers. Y'all greedy, y'all big back. Look, I'm about to cuss. And people wonder why people resort to violence. You've had a bad day all day long, and all you want is a 3-piece. Boss has been in my head all day. Kids at home pissing me off. My mom's about getting a new job. Give me my chicken, man, before things get very bad.
All right, welcome back. Cassie, do you have that? Let me have that sheet that I gave. Yeah. I just wanted to. The funniest thing I saw this week. This is. I don't want to get your reaction to this. Is so. One of your top players in the NBA was asked, is there anything that you still need to do? You were talking about James Harden earlier, getting the ring. And so the player said, defensive.
Can't even get it at. Can't even get it at.
So LeBron James said, defensive player of the year. That's the only award I don't have in my house. That kind of stings. And it don't make sense.
That's the whole. See, See, okay. And while he's laughing, let me elaborate on this entire story. I've seen it. I saw it. I saw the video where this one quote is taken from. And this is what the media likes to do to you, okay? This is what the media will do. They'll take one little short part of an entire situation just to paint the picture a certain way. Right? So if you watch the entire video, you will see that LeBron James, after he said it doesn't make sense, he said because the person who won Defensive Player of the Year didn't even make first team all defense in the NBA that season. So he wasn't even one of the best defenders in the league, yet he won Defensive Player of the Year over LeBron James, who came in second. So clearly we know what happened. Michael Jordan felt the pressure, and so he made a few calls because he does have some pull in the NBA. He made a few calls that year to make sure LeBron never got Defensive Player of the Year, and so that's where this comes from. That's so crazy. He tried to take this man emailed it to himself, and then asked Cassie to bring it over here. This is who we're dealing with. This is what the media wants you to see. That's crazy. Oh my gosh. Wow.
Thank you, Cassie.
That's crazy.
Hey, I got one in the chamber.
Oh my gosh. All right, let's get it, man.
Did you see the Boston Miami game?
Yeah. Yeah.
I think the foul on Jason Tatum by Caleb Martin was okay.
So, I saw the play. Jason Tatum looked like he was kind of flailing and flying through the air and bounced off the ground. And then people had a problem with it. In my eyes, this is playoff basketball. What do you want me to do? Play soft? No. Especially against a light skin like Jason Tatum? No. He's already one of the best players in the league. I'm definitely going hard. Oh, there was only a minute and 30 left. Exactly, but it's a series, so I got to set the tone one way or another. I think Caleb Martin was doing what he knows how to do. What's that? Play basketball like a professional. He was boxing him out. Tatum jumped. He happened just to clip him. It wasn't even like he did it on purpose. No malintent. If you had a problem with it, you're soft. You want to know why I think you're soft if you had a problem with it? Because Jason Tatum didn't have a problem with it. He hit the ground, got right back up, started walking off. Because why? It's playoff basketball. At some point, someone's going to throw a punch here. So if that happens, then maybe we'll have a conversation about it. But if you're just playing basketball, boxing guys out, you know what I'm saying? All gravy. Couldn't have happened to a better player than Jason Tatum, man. I hate Boston. Lakers in 5. Oh, man. But, hey.
So let me scribble on the paper. Another episode is done. I am Big Daddy. He's son of a gun. We had a lot more to say, but HR is in the room. So we're going to end tonight quietly with just one big boom.
Let the band play.
Rest in peace to my grandma, yeah, she raised the dawn. Yeah, and shout out to my mom, I'm a son of a gun.